Yo, what's going on everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic trading day. Well, this video is going to be pretty tough to make for me. The results are in. I recently took an Ftmo challenge. So in this video, what I'm going to be talking to you about is pretty much my experience while taking the Ftmo challenge. And you get to see my track record, the kinds of trades that I took. Long story short, the reason why I failed the Ftmo challenge was because I ran out of time. And I was trying to improve my current trading strategy had I incorporated more ICT concepts earlier. However, as I'm going to let you know in my journey, is that things started to come too late for me. And so I wasn't ready for the time being. I wasn't ready to take this exam. But the confident side of me was telling me to just go ahead and jump into it. And you know the saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I feel like I gave it my best shot, and definitely I'm going to be much more ready for the next time I take the challenge. So I started the FT1 challenge first phase around mid-July. That was when I was still incorporating my own strategy. So I was just pretty much doing my own smart money concept, and that netted me a pretty good trade. I passed it in one trade. I don't have it here right now because this is the verification account. But after I passed the first phase, I was given the access to the second phase. But as soon as I started to get exposed with ICT a lot more by the end of July, beginning August, that's when I was like, oh snap, I can improve this a lot more than I could. So let me study up and see how else I could incorporate smart money into my own strategy. So the month of August, I was doing a lot of studying in like doing the ICT 2022 mentorship. I was doing a revision of my strategy and kind of comparing both of them and seeing how I can mesh the two together to create the ultimate strategy. But this has proven to be itself very difficult because I was in the middle of a verification phase. So it's not recommended. However, I thought I was the exception, but as you guys can see in my results, apparently not. Okay, so early August, I started the verification phase, and around mid-August, took my first trade, right? I was already down 2%. In the back of my mind, I was still going through a debate as to whether or not to incorporate ICT into my strategy or not. This created a psychological challenge. I took a break even, and then here I took another minus 2%. So that was when I was like, okay, you know what? Let me take the moment now to study up on ICT and to try to get as good as I can. The internal side of me wanted to gather more information to see if I can improve myself. So then that's when I started taking these, penny trades just to fulfill the 10-day strategy. I thought, hey, I'm going to come back. A couple of weeks go by, and now we're in September 20th. So I'm like, okay, let's take another trade here. So here I'm down again 2%. So as you're aware, I'm probably down 6 or 7% on this account. So mind you, any other trader who's down 6 to 7%, it's going to be very difficult mentally on yourself. And that's when I thought, hey, you know what? As long as I have money in the account, there's still an opportunity for me to pass this. Let's keep pushing, forget about the other trades and just keep moving forward. That was the most difficult state of mind that I've ever been in my life. And this comes to show that trading brings out either the best in you or the worst in you. So I took another break-even trade, a couple of break-even trades, until till 9:29. I made back around 3%. And so I thought, you know what, I got my groove. So now we're approaching October. So here we have a couple of more break-evens, and then here I lost another 2%. All right, and I think one of these trades on October 10th, October 6th, was one of the trades I made a video on, where I talked about how spreads can kill your trades if you're not careful. If you haven't seen that video, I'll post it right now. So now I was like down about 5%, and then I got a big win right here. This was an ask. That was when I took a second trade, the trade that was able to get me back to break even on the account. So I was back to like around 50K and $100. It was like a little bit just over profit. I feel very confident I'm gonna pass this challenge because this is the last day. And I was really under pressure in the sense that I was running at a time, October 13th, and the exam expired on the 15th because the 15th was a Saturday. So 13 and 14 were Thursday and Friday. So I really had to shoot my shot and see if I get it or not. That kind of amount of pressure. So I have the deadline and I have my brand new strategy that I've been developing. I took a break-even trade, which is what I'm going to show you right now in a bit. And then I took one loss because I was being too impatient. This one, the last trade I took, that was actually canceled on behalf of Ftmo. But I'm going to be showing you this trade right now, these last three trades, because these were the ones that I took on my very last day of trading. And I actually could have ended up passing the exam had I not risked a lot more than I usually should. because again, I was very rushed, I was very pushy, and in the end, it caused me to trip on the finish line. So, yeah, let's go over what happened October 13th. So, we had unemployment claims and we had core CPI. Now, this trade, I believe, was the one that was break even. It didn't make sense to me. This was my swing low, my intermediate swing low, and so I'm looking for price to dip to discount, buy it up for higher prices. But you'll see here the way I entered was that I entered on premium. After I reviewed it, I was like, wait, why do I enter in premium when I should have been entering on discount, right? Like, very silly mistake. Okay, so I really can't seem to find this trade that I took right here that made me cause into a -2 trade. All I remember from my memory is that it was an impatient trade where I entered on premium again, trying to buy on premium, and price just ended up just not going in that direction. I was already feeling the FOMO after I lost this entry here. I'm down 2%, about 2% on the account, and I need 5% to pass. So I add the two together. When you get about 7.2, 0.3, whatever, to pass the exam. And I thought to myself, okay, if I just wait, if I become really patient and just wait for the most perfect trade that I could ever imagine, and I'm going to show you, it was a really good trade. Uh, I'm going to risk 3%. I'm going to risk 3% because you don't need much to recover everything back. You just need a really quick move. You need about like a 1.36 RR trade to get it all back, and we're going to be fine. We're going to pass this test today. Now, that kind of attitude is a good and a bad thing. As a trader, when you're working by yourself, is pretty much the most healthiest talk that you could ever tell yourself, because you're trying to push yourself to become the best player in the game that there is. I look at this as like when in soccer, when there's a penalty kick, think about yourself as the person shooting the ball into the goal. You believe in yourself it's going to go in. So it's going to work. However, because of that attitude, it kind of just makes you even more aggressive. In my case, because I ended up putting a 3% risk on this trade, as you'll see, it's what cost me the game. Let me show you what I was looking at. So here we had a swing low. For the time being, I was feeling pretty bullish, let's mention. I took 50% of this fair value gap and we were on discount. So I was still continuing to seek for buys. Yeah, that's when I ended up with an intermediate swing low on the 2-minute chart. You'll see here, we got my 3-bar pattern, broke structure. We're on a short-term premium now, so we want to sell. What can we sell to? Next question. Because we already know this is a swing low, what's under the swing low? Sell side liquidity. So this is going to be a very important point of interest. I would like for prices to create a swing high, all right, in the short term, and then let it finish on discount so that we can see prices higher. In addition to sell side liquidity, well, we have an order block right here on the 50-second chart. So now things are coming together. We have our point of interest. We have a 3-bar pattern again. I mean, look at the bodies of this. 1, 2, 3 got broken down continuously, and it didn't end up finishing until we got onto this point of interest. So what do? We seek for buys, and because we are on the swing low, we want to get a good fractal so that price can continue up for higher prices. So I thought this is the best as it gets. We're gonna go in there, get into this trade, pass it to exam, no problem. And then look at what ended up happening. If we look into the 5 seconds, I was this confident. You'll see that price created another swing low, 1, 2, 3. So this body was responsible for breaking out the swing high, and then it broke down, right, leaving behind a fair value gap. And this price action, because I got into a buy limit, risking 3%, the trade only lasted up to like here before the MT5 platform canceled the trade entirely, because I had hit maximum draw. If I had let it play it out, price would have just gone in and met my profit target, which was these highs. Gotta say, a little disappointed to see when you're so close to passing at the Ftmo challenge that I gotta say I was in the mood. I was quite in the mood when I saw this happen. I was getting in onto this breaker block, and then look, this low matches the same low as where the fair value gap is. So there you go. That was what I was looking at in terms of my Ftmo challenge, trying to pass it. I was still very untrustworthy of my own analysis, and that's what ended up killing me, right? So now I know my stuff works. My strategy is not the problem, it's my psychology. And so it's just a matter of getting back up from the dirt and trying again. I'm going to be I'm going to be perfecting the strategy the best that I can, my ability. And soon we'll take another one. But for now, yeah, this is what I'm going to show you and the kinds of consequences that can happen if you do things too fast. But again, this is a video to pretty much show the transparency of myself as a trader, And to pretty much watch this again in the next couple of months and say to myself, wow, remember when we felt those kinds of emotions? But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something out of it. And again, this trade would have been ridiculous. Oh my gosh, look at this, 2.5. If I just let it be, if I had just let it be and take partials, oh my goodness, look at this. Isn't that crazy? And we had more buys out here and here, risking 3% on the 25 hour trade. Yikes, it was ridiculous. I should have passed the test. But anyways, have fun and keep trading, keep continuing to improve yourself. And again, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.